Mexico, Cabo's like another home for me. I really love it there, enjoy it there. Again, when you go to a different country, you don't always have exactly what you need. It takes longer to get certain things. So I just decided with a director friend of mine, Mike Martinet, he's actually from Montreal. He's a really great director, and he had a great DOP, director of photography. And I said, guys, look, I want to get this done with. I have a bunch of people that I can count on down there. We're not going to do a million lights. Like One Drop had a lot of lighting. What a Night had a lot of lighting and setup, and we just kind of did it. We did it high class ghetto. Like it was just like call my boys up who have boats and houses, and they're like, you do what you want as long as you don't burn down the house or wreck the boats. So they basically like all that, most of it, like 90% of that video was shot in daylight or natural light. Even the part where I go into my friend's club, that was all like live. We did that one take. We're like, okay, we can't shoot for 3 days. Went in straight into the club. I got onto the bar with my boy. We started partying, taking shots, and we just try to keep it more reality based. And it was fun. I mean, I had good friends involved, so you always love that video that you do with all your kind of people that kind of support you behind you, and you're there opposed to a team that you're just paying. That I mean, they're still going to do a great job, but it's always something a little bit special. And Cabo to me is another special place in my life. So.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's a good thing you have a lot of friends behind you that have a lot of things that they can offer when you need it. So.
No,
it's definitely
not always
blessed
there.
That way.
It's not always there. It's not that easy, but there's a few calls I can pull sometimes, but sometimes it's like pulling teeth. Like, come on, don't worry, I won't crash the boat. Don't worry. I mean, I make it seem flawless, but trust me, there's a lot of turbulent times I gotta deal with. So, but it's okay.
Right.
It's all for the love.
Well, Ricky, when you're not touring and performing and stuff, what's something you really like to do in your downtime?
I
if you
don't
ever
like
get
that.
downtime, that is.
I don't like downtime. Besides being a big kid, I like amusement parks. So I got my Universal pass, got my Six Flags pass. I just like to enjoy myself. I really like to work. I'm kind of a workaholic. When I'm not working, that's when I get the most annoying. That's when I'm like, I need to do something. I need to be out there. I need to, I like, being in music. A lot of musicians work, and we all sacrifice. Sometimes you have to sacrifice years of not getting paid, and even when you get paid, you still might not get paid, and you got to keep on pushing. But I like working. I like being on the move, and I think sometimes, especially musicians, we're kind of on vacation in a way. We don't, there's not necessarily a 9-to-5 clock you got to wake up to and follow the robot stream of certain life. But I mean, downtime is like, hey, if I got to go to Mexico and shoot a video, hey, I'm happy. I look at it like it could be a lot worse. So I don't mind working on it. I don't mind keeping on pushing. There's a lot of. It's a high stress game, high risk game. But at the end of the day, you do what you love, and you love to do it, and love it or hate it, you keep on doing it. So I don't like downtime.
I have a question for you, too, that my son just got out of the Marines, and he started DJing. What kind of advice would you give him?
Be creative. I'm not the most creative DJ around the block. I'm not like deadmau5. I don't have a big mouse, But even that, even a lot of the DJs, if anybody's going to be a DJ, learn it, because you don't want to go into another room where other DJs are going to hate on you, but like, oh, yeah, you just a DJ because you don't know the music. To me, that's the first thing. If you know the music and you know how to study what people like and what they're, what they're about is cool, you got to give them what they want. It's not about what you personally like. I've seen a lot of DJs go out, play what they want to play, but it's not what necessarily all the times with the people. You got to read the crowd. So, I say just try and be creative. I'm more party rocker, so when I DJ, I try and play a little bit of everything. I get on the mic, but I've seen a lot of big DJs come out and make gajillions of dollars, but because they also have a show behind it. Like deadmau5, when he plays for thousands of people, and it's a big show. So, hey, from Marines to DJ, at least he's a little bit safer. That's a good thing.
Definitely. I'm very happy.
I just say that, tell them to keep out there. You know, get your name out there. Do some webcasts or the iPodcasts or whatever it is to get out there and try and be creative and just be out there, get in the club scene. It's not always easy. Sometimes you gotta take the $50 jobs to get to that $10,000 or $20,000 job. It's just it's a constant grind. It's a constant push. It's no sleep.
Right. I mean, and I know he's playing club music, so do you ever think that there's too many people doing that, or if they have a different type of theme behind them, like you said, a show, then he's more apt to get somewhere with that then, right?
Yeah, I think if you have some kind of thing, like, when we do it, I'll go out, I'll host, or we'll do something lighting-wise or bring some stuff to give out to people and really try and entertain the people, because I respect a lot of the big DJs, but also when I go to a club, I just don't want to watch a guy bop around and play music in the booth. I want to see something.
Right.
Get some hot girls dancing next to you while you play, whatever it is. Just be creative.
Well, and let's talk about hot girls for a minute. The women that are in your videos, are they? Just saying, it sounds a little cliche, but are they actually friends of yours, or that you've met just through, your multiple experiences in the business, or are they just hired, to come in and be in the video?
It's all multiple experiences. No.
Whoever's around at the time.
Yeah, well, I invite as many people as I can. Problem with videos is you do have to have some of your friends involved because everybody wants to get paid. The minute somebody hears a music video, they're like, oh, cool, I'll be in a video, but this is what I want. And you're like, no, that's not happening. But like certain videos, we hire. We'll do a casting to try and find the right actress or the right model for it. And then you invite some people, and anybody else that wants to try and get a little camera time are more than welcome. And then, sometimes I do let the director, because I co-direct and I co-produce sometimes, but sometimes I let the director handle it because I can get like overbearing and say, no, I don't want that one. And they'll be like, yeah, but we need to find a girl. Trust me, I know what she's going to look like when she's all dolled up. And so you kind of got to go the director's vision too. And, yeah, I mean, I know a lot of those girls, and sometimes they just, like some of the dancers that dance for me, they've been on, they've done a show for me. So I try and keep in contact with different people, and definitely always try and have some of my friends involved.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Now, let's talk about any upcoming projects that you may have in the works. You got anything going on at the moment?
Well, I mean, it's holiday season, so I'm just enjoying the holiday festivities. I'm doing, like I said, I'm doing a private event in LA tonight with some major, like some of the biggest rock stars around. So I'm hosting. I'm doing an event next week in New York. I'm performing. So I'm just doing a lot of the private stuff that for different people I know that want me around, and I'm doing some gigs over the holidays. I'll be in Cabo, and then I'm doing a big event in Edmonton for New Year's Eve, and basically just working on some new music. I have a new single I'm going to put out with a new video probably after January, and still just staying on the grind in the States and just working with different people. I have a few labels that we're in talks with, but I just don't want to grab any kind of deal. I want to do it the right way.
Yeah, well, you're smart. I mean, you've it sounds like you've done everything just right so far, and why mess up now, Now, I want to give you a shout-out and a kudos because I follow you on Twitter, and a while back, I saw one of your pictures that you put up where you spoke to a class in San Jose about music and songwriting. And what was that like, because that is so different from, performing and making music and videos and things of that nature. How did the kids respond to you?
Oh, sorry, my phone cut out. Can you just repeat? I heard the end. Can you repeat the first part?
Oh, yeah, I was just saying that I follow you on Twitter, and a little while back I saw a picture that you had posted where you spoke to a class in San Jose.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And I was asking you, what was that like for you, and how did the kids respond, to that experience?
For me, it was interesting. It was some really great people, and they booked me to come talk, and I was like, you want me to talk? And I find it was interesting because I'm usually in front of hundreds of people or 1,000 people. I'm always on a mic, and to talk, I found to sit and talk with no mic and to like 10, 15 students, it was way difficult than being on any stage. Because I'm like, wait a second, I don't want to screw these kids up. I need to tell them something good. So no, it was really cool. You know, the kids levitated towards what I was telling them. Tried to teach them how to write a little bit of a song, and it was really, really, really interesting. I found it to be a very a giving thing to me. Like it taught me something. You know, to speak to kids and see how young minds really work and how they get it or how they don't get it. And it was really, really it was a great experience.
Yeah, and you know what? I want to say you should do more of that if you can when you find the time to talk to the kids, because these days the arts in the schools are the last thing that they think of and the first thing that they cut. And so if you can go around talking to kids, you give them another venue and let them know that there is music out there and you can get into it and do what you want to do and be who you want to be.
Yeah, exactly. You know, that's why that's the only thing. Like coming from Canada, we sometimes get a little bit more of certain things, and the states do have a tendency, especially I know California has a big issue of that, is cutting the arts out, and
right.
I mean I think it's a pity to cut these things out, because that's what creates a lot of the creativeness in schools. I mean,
exactly.
A lot of geniuses come out of being creative. You can't be creative just because you're not in touch with everything. You kind of have to have an element of the arts and be knowledgeable and all of that to get ahead.
Right. Yeah, you can't be really creative with math and reading. I mean, you can, of course, but not in that respect. So, if you want to be an actor or an artist, like, painting artist or a musician or something, you're not going to get that from math and reading. So I also wanted to touch base on your acting job on Bad Girls Club. What was that like? Uh-oh. Did we lose him?
We did. He must have been going through a bad area.
Hold on.
Oh, he's back.
Ricky?
Yeah, I'm back.
Oh, we lost you there for a second.
Phone cut. It's okay. We're good.
I wanted to ask you before we wrap up about your acting gig on Bad Girls Club. What was that like? I mean, that's kind of a crazy show.
Well, it really is reality, because I was in Cabo. I go to Cabo most of March break, spring break, to DJ and host out there, because I really like being around all the kids out there and all the universities that come out. And they were just filming there, and my friends that have a club out there called Baja Junkie, they were like, hey, some TV shows filming, you might want to be around just to make sure everything's cool, make sure you get your shot. And I just basically walked down, and the girls all came into the club, and they were all acting snobbish. So I'm really a person, I kind of try and speak my mind. I really don't care what status you have. If you're going to be cool with me, I'm going to be cool with you. If you're going to be an ass to me, I'm going to be an ass to you. So the girls came in, I was like, oh, you guys speak to people, because they were trying to not talk to anybody. And then they're like, oh, you're kind of an ass. And I'm like, yeah, I am, because I'm direct. Like, you can't hate me for that. And,
right.
And I guess the producers and the director was like, oh, this guy has to be around more often. He gets it, because I get it. I know. It was fun. It was honestly a different experience to have, like, I like cameras. I do my camera thing, but they had the cameras on them, like, every day while they were shooting 24/7. And it was interesting. I mean, I got to like the girls because some of them were cool, but then they got all drama and I'm like, I think it's a good, funny process to watch a reality show, because how they edit it. Because I would be saying some stuff, and they would put that somewhere else, and they make it seem like I just spoke to the girl 5 minutes ago when it's like 2 days later.
Yeah.
So it was an interesting process, and then to see the backlash or the haters come out and say, oh my God, who is this guy? And then I'm laughing. I'm like, you guys are fools, because the more you talk about me, you're talking about me. They made me, like, a bunch of times I was the top thing on Twitter. Like, I'm like, little on me. I'm just doing what I do.
Yeah.
It's not my fault. It's not my fault they wanted me to be around when the girls are around, and I was cool with the girls. I was just being me. I didn't have to get into any fights, and